Grand Rising, y'all, on another walk and talk. So, I was online last night, and the PPP loan debacle came up again. So, they're still prosecuting people who they are accusing of taking advantage of that. Okay, they not too long ago prosecuted a young lady when she took this triple P loan out 4 years ago. So they're still snatching people up and indicting them and taking them to court. So I know that people of all races got caught up in these triple P loans. I mean, of all races. But they seemed, well, they do that anyway to make us look, bad in the public eye. But what I'm seeing lately and recently is melanated people being brought up and indicted on fraud for those triple P loans. Okay. So we all know, or we should know by now, that a lot of people got that money and they weren't supposed to get it. They did not qualify for it. It was definitely a lot of fraud committed. Oh, most definitely. On a lower and a higher scale, but they don't care how much. I'm pretty sure they're looking at people who got thousands and thousands more so than they would look at somebody who got a few hundreds or a few thousand, which I don't think happened. I think multiple people got thousands. Okay? So they're still putting people up on charges, fraud, putting them in jail. And depending on how much the money was, the PPP loan was, depends on how long they will be in jail or how much time that they're giving them. So as you know, there's been all kind of scams going on, with the banks, even businesses joining in on scams. I mean, scams galore, where people are able to pocket multiple thousands of dollars through fraud. So I was like, I wasn't just listening this time, because I've been hearing it for years, and I've been noticing something. Something that, excuse me, I'm watching this light, I'm crossing the street, I don't want to get ran over by these cars. Something just don't sound right. And all this recent fraud that's been going on, it just don't sound right. But before I go ahead and mention that, I would just like to say that if you received a PPP loan, whether it was through fraud or you got it the right way and you did what you're supposed to do with it, your name and the amount of money that you received in the business that you said that you had is on the internet. I don't care who you are. You know what? I'm not going to go there, because some people will get an idea and then they'll try to hurt somebody else. It ain't for you to be tattletelling on nobody, because you weren't hurt by people getting money that they weren't supposed to get. That was a system through the federal, I believe through the federal government that was doing this, okay? So, I'm not going to even go there with you. The problem I have with that, and I'm not taking up for the people who committed these frauds, to get all this money. And I'm not mad because I didn't get it and all that. That's not my, that's not where I'm coming from at all. My thing is, the more I look at the situation in detail, the more these situations look like they were set up the way that they were set up because the government, the FBI, CIA, judges, police, whatever, they knew what people were going to do. They knew that thousands, maybe even millions of people would get that money, and they when they were not eligible for it. They purposely set it up where it would be easy for this to happen. They did this on purpose. And now they just snatching up people years and years after the fact. You thought you done got away. You thought you good. You've been living your life for 4 and 5 years, and here you go. Here you are now. You gotta go to court. And they're putting most of these people, at least a lot of them, in jail. And that was the intent anyway. I don't care what nobody say. They set it up the way they did and made it easy for people to commit fraud so they can fill all these new prisons and these camps that they're building, they have built. I don't care. Same with these other things that are going on. It just don't make any sense. All this other fraud. It don't make any sense. How were they allowed to do this to this extent? You know what I'm saying? You're a big institution. You've been in business for some of hundreds of years, or 100 years, or so. These banks, how were you allowed? These people are allowed to do the things that they're doing. It's a setup. They set you up. I heard there were some TikToks that people made telling people how to do this and that and get away with it. Why in the world would you create a TikTok, a video on any type of social media instructing people on how to commit fraud against institutions? Who'd be that dumb to do that? That TikTok is traced back to you. They should be able to do something to you for trying to make it a whole video telling people how to defraud the government in various ways. They should have been got a hold to you. That wasn't no regular person making those TikToks. That was FBI. I don't care what you said. I don't care what nobody say. That's the FBI. Set people up like that, and then made it easy for people to access that money, and now they're indicting hundreds of people. They've already, and they're looking for more because it's multiple thousands. They might not get them all, but they definitely gonna get the main players, and a lot of the people who may not have been a male player, but main player, but in the in the fraud, but you are an accessory. All right. So y'all, this ain't no accident. They getting ready to fill up these camps, concentration camps, Fema camps, these prisons, these jails all over. They're about to fill them up. And what they're gonna do next, I don't know. Because I don't believe that they need so many people for prison labor. I tell me they need all these people. They got enough. America has more people in jail and in prison than anywhere else on the planet. Nobody has people sitting in jails like America. America is a goddamn prison continent. This is by design. They set us up. They set the people, the American people up, citizens up. Now I'm seeing, when I see them talk about the people that they have indicted and getting ready to try, or they've already tried and have given them have sentenced them. All of these people, over 98% of them are melanated people. Of course, a lot more committed these crimes and frauds and stuff like that. But the way, the economic shape that our community is in, I'm not surprised that we would rather face possible imprisonment just to get that extra dime, just to survive and make it, not to, most of us, not to take a vacation and buy diamonds and all that and a Mercedes Benz, just to survive. So many of us are in survival mode. We're totally dependent on another race of people for everything that we need. That's by design, because it wasn't like that. We had our own towns, we had our own cities, we had our own vicinities where our dollar circulated 10 times. In our communities today, the dollar don't even circulate one among our people and their businesses. But look what they did. They destroyed Black Wall Street. They destroyed towns in Texas, North Carolina, and I'm talking about decades ago, decades and decades. And then the towns that they didn't send scores of militia and police and hoods and white boys and hoods and stuff like that, the ones that they didn't send to burn our towns down and kill the people, they use eminent domain to destroy our the few towns and cities, domiciles that we had left. Treme here, Treme in New Orleans, they did that, ran a freeway through Treme. Excuse me. They ran a freeway through Paradise Valley and Black Bottom in Detroit, where we owned mostly all the businesses and were economically dependent on ourselves. I mean, we know about Rosewood. We already know about Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We know about all those, but we haven't been taught about all the other towns that we had where we were economically independent, and they did everything to destroy them, even drowning them under man-made lakes and man-made dams. You have whole buildings and communities up under the water, like Lake Lanier. That was a pretty much thriving black community, and they buried them underwater, killed them, and made a man-made lake out of that community so nobody could see what they've done. They did it all over the United States. They conducted war against us on our own land. And they commit fraud against us today with the government making it legal. So many frauds. I ain't gonna even get into it. But hide behind car insurance. high interest in the banks and all these things that they have been caught doing to people who bank at certain institutions. It's so much. And that's another thing. We had our own banks and they destroyed that too. There's a book by this Indian woman. She wrote it. She studied this history. One of the baddest books I ever read. I don't remember her name, but it's called The Color of Money. Get that book. Get it. Get that book. So it is what it is. We've been captured, defeated, and now we're prisoners of war in our own country, on our own land. And the PPP loan situation was a setup. Those TikTok videos were made by FBI agents. It was a setup to get people caught up. All of this is a setup. There are no accidents in what they're doing. These people are very smart. They plan hundreds of years in advance. They got military, secret societies. They got it all. Got the government, Supreme Court on their side, the judges on their side, the police on their side, CIA, FBI, any other alphabet, secret orders on their side. And it is what it is. But y'all, I just wanted to make this video. They set the American population and the people up.